All right, we should be recording.
Nice. Nice.
All right. What's going on, guys? It's your boy. No, but this is the Way of the Gym podcast, and I'm here with my very sexy, very toit bodybuilder slash powerlifters. I'm gonna start off with the man, the CEO, founder of Way of the Gym Fitness, Mr. Jay Wozniak. What's going on, Mr. J?
Not too much, JT. Not too much.
Not too much. That's good to hear. Now let's go to the sexy bodybuilder. Also, might be Jewish, might not. Ancestry.com hasn't figured it out yet. Mr. Josh Bernard. How are we doing, Josh?
Doing all right, man.
We're doing all right? All right. Last but not least, the sexiest man, track star, most beautiful kid on the pitch, Mr. Jonathan Paul Hamus. How are we doing, Paulie?
We are doing great, JT. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, my guys. I got my Chick-fil-A. I'm ready to go, and I'm ready for a good, solid podcast. This is episode 1 of the series, titled Pilot. And this is going to be the first episode on the Way of the Gym YouTube channel that we have just started. Yeah, so we're just going to start off with the name Way of the Gym and why it's called Way of the Gym and what the premise is. We all like going to the gym and stuff like that. So I'm just going to hand this over to Mr. Sexy Man Jay.
Alright, well, I started the name Way of the Gym a while back. Basically, I heard the saying Way of the Road, and that stuck with me. So when I decided to make started off with an Instagram account, basically tracking my lifting progress, going from nothing to what I am now. Arguably still nothing. But, yeah, so basically the name Way of the Gym is from Way of the Road, basically.
Okay.
Not too much thought put into it, but kind of stuck with it, and now it's kind of the identity, so.
Okay, so where'd you hear it from though? Like, cause I've always, like, personally, I've been curious about this because I just was invited to join by you, and I did not know anything what the premise was at all. What was like the premise, and like where did you hear this like way of the frickin' road?
Way of the Road. So basically, it's a well-known saying. But the first time I heard it was with the man Tim the Tap Man on Twitch.
The Tap Man. Okay.
And I heard it for the first time there, and then kind of stuck with it. Basically, what happens. You just got to keep moving forward, and applied to a lot of things going through high school. So I kept with it, said it a lot.
Yeah, you did say it a lot. You said it a lot. Every day I would like look on my phone as your like story of like adding your friend Ricky and saying Way of the Road, and I was always confused about it because like you just always did it for like no reason, and it was just the open road, you know. It was like nothing, you know.
Goes faster or slow as you want, but you're still on the road no matter what.
All right, that's cool. So I'm a powerlifter. Jay is a powerlifter. Paulie, are you like an in-betweener kind of guy? Like, what are you?
Into powerlifting, but I mean, I gotta run still, so track is probably...
Track is your number one, like, form of fitness. Like, coming up now, like, track season's soon, right?
Yeah.
So, you gotta get ready for that. Josh, what about you?
I'm doing the bodybuilding side.
Bodybuilding side, so you're just getting fucking huge. Pretty much, yeah. Okay. Well, that's wicked cool, you know? That's wicked cool. Why not powerlift? You should powerlift, dude. What? So you were talking about like you don't bench, like you don't.
Nah, man.
Why?
Because I think that the flat bench doesn't build as much chest muscle as the incline bench.
Is this like a proven thing, or is it like?
It's not really like that proven, and you work on different muscle groups with it as well. Right now I'm trying to build the upper chest, so that's why I focus incline more. But
oh, okay.
That's just personal preference.
All right, let's go to Jay. So Jay, you had a competition. I wasn't here for, sadly, but you had a competition. Adam LSYT was there. You know, he recorded the thing. I saw the highlights. It was brief. I was like out at a restaurant when the video came out, so I don't really know what happened. I just saw your lifts, and stuff like that. Then, like, Adam's video didn't have subtitles, so I couldn't really like see what you guys were saying. I saw you did lift a lot of fucking plates on deadlift. So like, can you explain like what happened with your first meet back?
So
like, start from the like beginning, like your cut and like how that went, and like go into it.
Alright, so basically we started off, I was supposed to compete in the 183-pound weight class, which is 83 kilograms. And going into it, I was super stressed because this is supposed to be my last meet as a 19-year-old, but I got the opportunity to now compete at in October. So the meet that just happened was the end of July. Now I get to go in October. I was really stressed out because I'm close to some state records, and basically had to try and keep as much size as possible to try and get the numbers up to beat those records. And then cutting down the weight just did not work out for the meet, so I ended up competing in a weight class above. But now I've got 3 more months to prepare. The weights are closer to the records that I need to be at. I'll be competing again in October.
I'm also trying to compete in that same meet. I still haven't like applied, which is becoming like more and more of a problem. It's a fuck ton of money. It's not like a fuck ton of money, but like when I work a shitty fucking job, like
1 day a week.
Yeah, not 1 day a week. I got fired from that job, Josh. Relax. I'm working 3, but I was working 1 day. I was working 1 day a week, but I'm making as much as I would for the 3 days I'm working now. So like, who's actually winning, right? I'm not. So I'm very excited. Once I register, I'm going to register this week, hands down. I'm really excited. I've been fucking grinding in the gym, lifting. Like I feel super confident going into it. I know it's kind of hard. It's like been really hard for me personally to like get confidence in the gym, because no matter like where I go and like what I look at, I'm always compared to fucking Jay Barry. I like, no matter where I look and like what I compare to, I don't know anyone else, like even on like social media like TikTok, Instagram, I don't see anyone else in my like weight class category that's like, I don't see anything. And I looked on the USAPL like sheets, and it was just fucking confusing. And even when I did, or like, Jay, you showed me how to do it, it just came down to like Justin Barry winning all the state records and everything in my weight class. And I couldn't find anyone else like that had weight up there, or like that's going to compete and or has competed, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, the weight class that you're competing in, 59 kg, I believe, is what you're competing in. Especially for males, you're a very short dude. But if you're going, I'm sorry to call you out for being short here, but I mean, average
totally
usually puts most competitive powerlifters around like 163 pounds to 208 pounds. So competing in a lower weight class as yourself is tough to find people around your weight class to see how well you stack up against everyone else, other than just going on the leaderboards, looking up the records, and looking up nationals, collegiate nationals, and state championships. And then again, powerlifting is just becoming more of a more popular sport. There's different rules, different federations everywhere, so it's really hard to get a grasp on who's doing what at what weight class. Some leagues are drug tested, some aren't. We're all competing in a drug tested league, so you see one person, you can get a false information because they're in an untested league or whatever. But the best thing to do is just get into your first meet and just see how well you stack up against everybody else, because you're not really going to know until you see it for yourself. One thing I do is like I check leaderboards and stuff, national rankings, and there's no way to find out how good they actually are. Some of them competed one time, some of them haven't competed yet, and they're really high up there. So I honestly just try and find names, go on Instagrams, compare to other people I see at the gym. But yeah, it's really tough, especially for being in a weight class that has so few lifters.
Yeah, that's like the big thing too, is like, as you said, there's like no one. That no one is in my weight group, no one's in my age group for my weight, which is like super hard to find people. So, and I also understand your part from coming, like, you don't know until you're there. Like, I can understand that, because social media only can help you so much. Maybe if like you knew somebody that's going to the meet, like, you would know of what they're gonna put up for weight, but you really don't know until you're there. So, which will help me a lot more, because I'll have that mindset of just like, no matter what, I have to like perform the best I possibly can, and have to take, either if I have to cut or bulk, I have to take that super seriously, because I've never done either of those, you know. But
that's the thing that's really great about the sport is, at the end of the day, like, whoever has put in the preparation, whoever's done the work is going to be the winner. So you're not going to go in there and have somebody who's a worse power lifter just outperform that day. Like, you're not going to all of a sudden hit 3 PRs in one day and beat somebody who else hits 100 pounds less than their PRs. It just doesn't happen. It's a very consistent sport, and people usually know what they're doing, especially at the higher levels. So it really comes down to you versus you for the months in preparation. Then your 9 minutes, your 3 minutes for 3 lifts of each lift. You could train for months and years for 9 minutes of your time. So
yeah,
it's all the background work. You don't really people think it's like, oh, it's cool when the lights come on and everybody's watching, but I mean, it takes hours, weeks, years to get to that point.
I totally agree. So moving on to what else we have in stored here. So I have a few videos on YouTube that we can do a little reaction to, and some news about the Olympics. And starting off, I read that powerlifting has I've heard rumors about powerlifting like becoming an Olympic sport and the next Olympics. So I want to get our thoughts about that, and like if that would be like a cool possibility and stuff like that. So I'm gonna start out with Paulie. Paulie, what do we think? What do we think is going on?
I think that it is a great idea if that type of powerlifting would be invited to the Olympics, especially since they already have some form of weightlifting and like the clean and jerk.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I know all of us have probably seen a video of that. Like, that's just like unhumanly possible, like what they do with that weight. But I mean, it would be nice to incorporate lifts that people are more familiar with, and like that'll open up the Olympics even more too.
Like they have Olympic sports for fucking anything. So like, why not have it for powerlifting? Like, powerlifting is already such a competitive thing, and it takes like 99% of your whole entire body to do. Like, your whole body is used for it. So I don't understand why it shouldn't be there for an Olympic sport. Like,
the big discretion right now is we don't really have, the United States and all the other countries don't really have a set rule book.
Okay.
So the whole point is it's very technical. There's different commands you have to follow. There's certain things. I'll say bench, for example. One big thing is a lot of people put their toes, like to kind of hike their heels up and take their heels off the ground. That's a big rule that especially USAPL and USPA. A lot of people prefer having you want to have just the toes on the ground, but USAPL, you have to have flat feet. So just all those little rules that they haven't worked out yet. They haven't decided. Whether either way it goes, I don't really care. I just hope to see it in the Olympics at some point. But it's just the whole rules and all that, and the drug testing protocols. USAPL by the IPF was just tried to be ordered to cancel drug testing, and they said, we're not going to do it. We need to have a drug-tested league. Yeah. So they're now fighting against the International Powerlifting Federation to try and keep drug testing going, just so they can have a drug-tested league and keep things fair, which I believe if they go with no drug tests, I don't see how it makes it into the Olympics, considering everybody that's going to be good at the sport is going to be
Yeah.
Using some form of performance enhancing drugs. So
yeah, it would just kill the sport.
I'm curious to see the highs, like the PRs and the total lifts.
Yeah. Hold on, wait, what? What'd you say? Sorry.
Like in terms of like the whole steroid use versus like no steroid use, like I'm wondering what the PRs and like the maxes would be like, because like the strongmen and all of them like wouldn't be able to compete.
You could definitely. I feel like if there was no like, let's just hypothetically say, that happens, Jay, and they go into the Olympics, and even though every single athlete in the Olympics is tested for drug tests, they don't. Powerlifters don't need to get drug tested. It's just going to be like you could automatically just go in there assuming that they're going to be juiced up on something, whether it's SARMs, whether it's like Tran, whatever the substance used to performance enhance them, you could automatically just rule them out. So them compared to a natty lifter is going to be very staggered in their weight. You know what I mean? I don't know how to like explain that.
Yeah, so that's the thing is a lot of the time, so steroid use obviously has a effect, but when you see over time, and especially in powerlifting, a lot of the time steroid use like obviously does have an advantage, but it's not as great as most people would think. Over time, you tend to see a lot of natural powerlifters kind of come out to about the same strength, size, or not size, but same strength, and put up about the same numbers, if not more, than some people who are on PEDs. And so that's just a way safer way, in my opinion, to do the sport. Especially, like obviously the Olympics, there's been drug testing issues all the time. I don't even want to get into that, but I mean, I don't know why you would allow performance enhancing drugs, especially the Olympics. Like obviously there's going to be like untested leagues, but that's the same way there's no bodybuilding in the Olympics because, I mean, first of all, how do you even judge that on an Olympic scale? And performance enhancing drugs, you really don't know what you're going to get all the time. You can't really just say, oh, we're going to do this now, even when the norm is untested. So
for you, you were talking about how people on performance enhancing drugs and people that that are natural, like you don't see the big like difference, but like could the big difference be like the time? Like if somebody's on PEDs, it's literally the time. Like they just want the shortest and the fastest way to get as strong as possible, but they're not at like a level that's unreachable. They just are cutting the line in half. You know what I mean? From point A to point B. Like you're 100% natural, Jay, and you've been doing this for years now. But like if somebody was on PEDs, they could do that in like a fraction of the time to get where you are, right? But there's a lot more negative side effects, would you say, than just doing it?
The big thing, especially with powerlifting on PEDs, is basically when you train naturally, your body kind of adapts to it, yet again, naturally. So as your muscles grow, your tendons get stronger, everything gets stronger together. So especially when you're training like specific movements like the bench press, the squat, and the deadlift, that's why you see lots of videos online of people doing incline bench or just flat bench, and they'll like bicep will tear just right off. And it's just what's happening isn't the muscle. It's what happens when you take performance enhancing drugs like Tren and all that kind of stuff, those big testosterone boosters. The muscle will get much stronger, but the tendon will not progress because most PEDs do not affect tendon growth and tendon strength. So what will end up happening is they get too strong for themselves, and by moving so much weight, they'll actually pull the tendon and pull the muscle right off of the tendon because the tendon isn't strong enough. So, I mean, obviously, like I've been doing this for about 2 years now, and somebody who's on drugs or even natural could be better than me at my same age, but it's just the amount of training you can do on like a human growth hormone. I'm obviously very young, so I mean I don't really have much of a effect, but if you're like 34 years old, 36 years old, looking for the Olympics, being like a bunch of weightlifters, in the Olympics right now are 34 years old. There was a guy from China, I believe, who just beat like 3 world records, and he's 36.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing is like the age gap is like most sports you kind of peak out leaving your 20s, but powerlifting you really hit your peak potential if you're uninjured around like mid 30s, sometimes even 40s. So if you're taking PEDs, you may be stronger at age 24 than a natural person, but the time you get to 30, 32, 33, 34, you're going to be arguably the same. You may be a little bit better still, but have you not torn a bicep, destroyed your shoulder blade, thrown your rotator cuff? So obviously you got hurt either way. I've been hurt multiple times, but it's just a safer way to do it, I think.
So, another thing that I've like noticed, so like like everyone here knows, I'm relatively like new to the gym. I've been lifting for like a total of like 6 months now, and like coming in, like I kind of feel like the gym gets like a bad rap because everyone thinks, like, people that aren't in the gym, like, everyone thinks, like, everyone in the gym that's huge is on, like, juice. They're, like, juiced up on PEDs. And I feel like people that use PEDs kind of gives, like, the gym a bad rap. And, like, I feel like more people would be, like, more welcome to, like, join a fitness club or, like, get a fitness membership or, like, go to the gym if PEDs weren't as used, like, weren't as commonly used as, like, they are. Like, would you guys agree with that, or like, what do we think about that?
I think a lot of social media contains a lot of like, I guess, like public figures or whatever who are juicing, and I think that they're claiming natty and being fake natties. I think that gives, I guess, the wrong image when it comes to the gym and what people can like achieve naturally versus when they do hop on gear. But I think giving the wrong image to the public, I don't know, it's kind of messed up. And I think a lot of people are kind of connecting steroids and social media to just everyday gym goers that are just trying to better themselves.
Yeah, because I've seen a very good amount of progress, like lifting, powerlifting in my 5 months, and I've had people like slide up on my story and they're like, hey, like, are you juicing? Are you like using anything? And that happens like more than you think, And like, then I have people come up to me about like Jay or like my friends, and I'm like, they're like, yo, are they juicing? Are they like using like some type of enhancement? And I'm like, no, they aren't. And I just feel like that like is just, I hate when that happens. I hate when like people slide up or like they ask me, because I know Jay, and I know 100% he's not. And you like coming up to me like, and like, oh, he's definitely fucking using, JT. Like, he's definitely fucking using. And I'm like, dude, I see this kid like every day. No way this kid is using, and stuff like that. So that part just like gets to me, of people just having the ego to like come up and say, yo, he's definitely not natural,
That's the other thing is also, first of all, like, I compete in a drug-tested league, so that'd be pretty difficult to be doing that. But also at the same point, I mean, do I even go to the gym and see some dude who's way bigger than me and be like, oh yeah, he's on steroids? Is he? Maybe. Do I like saying because he's bigger than me? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Give me some relief. But I mean, the people that are, if you're going to the gym every single day and you see some guy like who's 50 years old, just looks like just cut to the teeth, large, like, you can kind of assume. But I mean, if you're just like going and talking about somebody who just started, especially you just started lifting, like, you got the form down, you're training hard, like you got hooked really fast. I mean, if somebody's saying like, oh, they're on PEDs, they're also the person that's not in the gym every day. So
yeah,
it's a way for them to kind of see the hard work being put in and realizing it's not them or something they couldn't do, and kind of just dismiss it, put it to the side. I mean, that's on them at the end of the day.
They're kind of like almost bringing us down to like their level in a way.
Yeah.
By like claiming steroids or like whatever you want to, whatever excuse you want to make.
Because we've known people that used, and to be honest, like, I don't know. The whole entire, like, using performance-enhancing drugs just gives, like, the gym a bad rap. And, like, the stereotypes about the gym, like, I believe, like, almost every stereotype going into the gym. Like, I was just so discouraged as a beginner, like, going into the gym. Like, I hated it. Especially, like, I went to, like, the YMCA, and it was just, like, I didn't like it, you know? Because even though it's like, I don't know what to call the what is the YMCA? Like, it's a rec.
Yeah. The health center, pretty much.
Yeah. So I went in there, and I didn't really like it. Granted, I didn't go with you guys, and you guys, like, kind of motivated me, but I was just wicked discouraged going to the YMCA and stuff, and, like, everyone was just, like, I don't know. Everyone just gave me a bad vibe there, and I believe, like, all the stereotypes going in that, like, of, like, the big fucking, huge fucking muscle heads and shit, but then I go to, like, Fit Lab, and, like, it's just, everyone's there, like, everyone... Going into the gym, I thought everyone was there to, like, get big, which obviously is, like, the goal, but it's not, like, the only goal. Like, everyone's there, like, battling their own shit, you know? Like, you see people with their fucking hoods up, and, like, I see Josh there all the time, fucking jamming to some EDM and just vibing, destroying his chest all the time. And I'm like, we're all there for, like, a reason other than to get big. Like, getting big is also, like, a positive, but I'm there to, like, have an outlet for shit. You know, I don't know if you guys are the same way. I use the gym as, like, an outlet. It's becoming an addiction. I love going to the gym. So, what'd you say?
Just lift heavy weight.
Exactly, dude. I love lifting heavy weight.
I think a lot of people will learn, like, the big, scary, you know, big tough guys. When you get to know them more, they're very soft. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're like active people. They're not, you know.
Yeah. See, like, that guy. So that conversation we had with that bodybuilder, who was, like, using the he was like the tall black guy. He had the boot on that day, and he was still, yeah. Like, conversation with him, like, I thought he would have been, like, an absolute asshole, you know? But then, like, he sat down and, like, he like, gave us, like, the time of day and, like, talked about his shit and, like, what he was doing. That's, like, something I didn't expect. I just thought, like, everyone in the gym was, like, the people from the fucking Planet Fitness commercials, you know? I pick things up and put them down, you know? Like, I thought everyone was going to be like that, but, like, everyone there, like, they're super nice. And even when I went down to Maryland, like, I met, like, wicked nice people. Like, after I lifted 385 down in, or I deadlifted 385, I had, like, 4 people come up to me, like, fucking congratulating me, like, yo, that was fucking sick. And, like, that made me feel so fucking good. Like, just random people just coming up to me. Because, I don't know. I just thought, like, the gym gets a bad rap, you know? I feel like more people would go if, like, it was, the stereotypes weren't there, and, like, the whole entire, like...
I feel like laziness.
Also, like, laziness is a factor. Like, no one's motivated. And, like, people expect to, like, get motivation by going on TikTok at, like, 3 in the morning and looking at people lift heavy weight. Like, that's not going to get you motivated. It's just a straight line. Like, progress is literally a straight line. To get from point A to point B, straight line. You just got to put the time in. And granted, like, a lot of people aren't as fortunate as us to, like, have the time to go to the gym. But the people that do, that work, like, a full-time job, like, Jay, you work a full-time job, and you still make time for your friends, and you still make time for the gym every day. Like, people need to, like, take that as a more regular, you know? Like, my family, like, right now, they work 9 to 5 jobs, but they rather do other things and other hobbies than go to the gym. But then they're complaining that they weigh a lot, you know what I mean? Like, it's all about time and stuff like that. Even, like, an hour a day. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be, like...
A lot of, like, we'll spend 3-4 hours a day there every day of the week. But, I mean, to make progress, like that's the other thing I talk about stereotypes. Is a lot of people that are like scared to go to the gym are either like severely underweight or severely overweight.
Yeah.
But would you come to realize, you go to a gym and talk to anybody there, like nobody at a gym is calling somebody fat. Like if you're at a gym, you're getting more respect than most people there, which you don't really think about, right? People think, oh, it's like people are respecting other big guys, right?
Yeah.
But no, like if you see somebody who's like a first timer there,
yeah,
like, and not even that, just going up to somebody and asking them like the correct way to do something, like the effort, like it's more respectable than like just the average person going to the gym. I mean, when you see like a really overweight person, like at a drive-through, it's like, okay, like what are you doing? But like when you see a really overweight person at a gym, you're like, wow, good for you.
Dude,
like,
that shit's inspiring.
Not many people do this.
That shit's inspiring. Like seeing, like, as you said, like when I see like someone like severely overweight like hitting up a drive-through, like I kind of feel like deep down like disgusted. But like when I see like an overweight person in the gym like working their ass off, like that like gets to me and like inspires me to like work harder, and like seeing them like they're willing to put in the work, you know what I mean? And more people should be like that. They should feel some type of inspiration about getting in the gym and like becoming fit, you know? Like we are the most overweight country ever. Like I go out every day and see people that are overweight, but then people like complain about their life and their body and their mentality and their mental health, and the gym is like proven to help all of those things. So I just feel like more people should use fitness or some type, whatever type of fitness, like CrossFit, powerlifting, anything, bodybuilding.
Not CrossFit, everything else but CrossFit.
We don't approve of CrossFitters here.
No approve of CrossFitters. But yeah, like more people should seek fitness as like a way outlet. Like I went from spending like $100 for a counseling session an hour, like $100 an hour, to spending $30 a month and getting the same result. You know what I mean? Like I see progress in myself, mentality is there, you know, and stuff like that. So
I feel like going to the gym builds like discipline outside of like the weight room, you know what I mean? You build a bunch of different healthy habits that lead to like just a more productive lifestyle in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think personally a more productive lifestyle leads to a more, a happier lifestyle for me. But I think a lot of people don't kind of see that opportunity and possibility. And I think it's kind of a shame.
I'm going to go off Josh a little bit here, but I mean, you guys might be able to relate, or like people who are going to watch, but the gym to me was such a self-confidence booster. Like before, like all of us used to be like really skinny.
Yeah.
100%. Like going into sophomore year of high school, like I was like 150 pounds at like 5'10", and now I've gained like 20 pounds in like a year and a half, which is amazing. I feel way better than I did ever since then. But
and you're performing better too. Like just imagine what we would have looked like on the soccer field if we all took like training and like fit, like we all weightlifted. Like even if it wasn't like upper body and chest, it was just like legs. Like we just did leg workouts. Like I went to Ocean City and I kicked the ball for the first time in over a year. Like I wish I worked out like in high school. I would have been 10 times better, like physically too, because now I've gained the weight. I was like 100 pounds, 5'5", all of high school, you know? Like if I just took like, and I got the motivation in high school to get bigger, like I would have played soccer a lot better, you know? And have you seen the performance though, Paulie? Like the difference in like you competing in track and stuff?
Yeah, I was a little nervous going into college track. I mean, I didn't run for an entire year because of COVID and everything. Yeah. And then I put on weight and I was still able to perform at the same level, even better at this point.
Yeah. Because
now I'm at like a competitive weight that I like, and I get to work on my conditioning even better and go from there.
Yeah, COVID COVID was the big deal breaker to, like, me realizing that I need to go to the gym. Because everybody in my family gained a bunch of weight. Like, I wouldn't say a bunch, but not even in my immediate family, like, my family elsewhere, and, like, I saw, like, everywhere. Like, quarantine and COVID destroyed us physically. Like, everyone put on weight. Everyone was just ordering Uber Eats, DoorDash, like, quick food, not eating right. And we're just sitting in a house not doing anything. Because the gyms are closed, right? You can't go out and do shit. Like, what else do you do other than eat and, like, watch Netflix? Right? So, like, the gym was, once the quarantine and stuff was over, like, and you guys were like, hey, come to FitLab. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Why not? And it was the best decision I've made in a long fucking time. You know? But yeah, like, quarantine fucked the world, man. Granted, COVID fucked the world, but quarantine had its toll on Americans, to say the least. All right, so let's we're gonna switch topics here. So, have we decided on what type of tier list we're gonna do today? So, everyone watching, we're gonna do a random fucking tier list every podcast. It could be anything. I have the music genres in the Outer Banks cast. So which one do we want to do? Because Outer Banks.
Dude,
cast?
I want to be honest. I think I know 3 music genres.
3 music genres. So we're gonna do the Outer Banks cast. All right, I just gotta pull it back up. All right. So. All right. Alright, did we all see this?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Yes, I do now.
Damn, hot ass weather woman right there.
I think we can just start with the automatic.
Yeah, Sarah Cameron's S.
Oh, right here, S tier. S tier. Sarah Cameron, absolute rocket, tenor, you know?
Has to be.
Has to be, right? So that's definitely S tier. Let's start here. Drug dealer, you know?
Barely.
Yeah.
What are we thinking? I don't think. Okay, so
he was kind of a
You
cock.
haven't seen season 2.
I haven't. The thing is, I haven't finished the whole show. I'm halfway through season 2. I'm going. This is like based off season 1. Only season 1.
Season 1, Barry?
Season 1, Barry.
Yes.
So like season 1, Barry. He was trying to be a fucking dickhead, right? And like try to like get fucking any, like he's the pogue of all pogues, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, like, he kind of had like the worst situation happen to him ever. He had his money stolen.
Yeah.
Like,
He
had his money stolen. Then confronted him and then got the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
I give him a B. I give him a B.
Wait, I think in season 1 he holds the records for getting the shit kicked out of him the most.
Absolutely.
And
It's at least B, maybe even A.
Okay,
I say
I'd give him B. He's solid.
Give him B. Okay, because I feel like his character as a person, he holds the plot. You know,
Yeah.
he kind of like this whole entire big thing.
He has created what Rafe is.
Like, yeah, exactly. He helped create what Rafe becomes. You know, he helps influence it. Ever since the first episode, like, it's just a build-up, and he helps, like, build up the demise of Rafe, I guess. You know what I mean? So, are we agreeing on B here? B tier?
I think that's solid.
A B? Alright. Alright. So, putting him at B. Let's see here. So, I think this is John B's dad, right?
Yeah.
Go with that,
Did he even have a single? He had like a total of like 5 lines in the first.
It was just a flashback.
It was just a flashback because he's not actually there. So I'm kind of thinking like he didn't really even without the like, even if the show didn't have the flashbacks, he's not like a real needed character. You know, like the pictures would have done. You know, but like you could totally argue this out with me. Like I
don't want to because you haven't seen season 2.
Yes,
I haven't seen season 2 yet. Okay. You know what? Fuck you. I can already assume what the fuck happens now.
Yeah. Well, maybe you should have watched it the day it came out, buddy.
Okay. All right. So what are we ranking them? What are we ranking? We're doing season 1 here.
All right. I'm just gonna not.
JT, you choose.
I'm just gonna not explain this.
Dude,
actually,
I'm just gonna guess.
Let you pick based on
I'm just
season
gonna
1.
guess he's not actually dead. I'm gonna guess that. So like that.
You just place him based on season 1 because it's a season 1.
Based on season 1, I'm putting him D tier.
Okay.
Okay.
Famous last words. Okay.
Okay. So.
Once you finish season.
Who is this guy? Who the fuck is this?
Isn't that the dad?
No,
is that Pope's dad?
That's not Pope's dad.
That's what I thought it was.
But like, why aren't the rest of the fathers in here?
That is Pope's dad.
That is Pope's dad.
Yeah.
He's. Yeah, I would put him at D as well. He's not really like. He's kind of.
He teaches Pope some good lessons, man.
He does teach Pope good lessons.
I give him B.
B? How about we meet in the middle at C?
Meet at C. I think
C.
Pretty decent.
Okay, C. Okay. All right. So next we got JJ. I'm putting him at solid. Dude. It's an at least A. A. We all going A for JJ?
He's a main character.
He's a main character and he's solid.
He's reckless, but he's efficient.
Yeah. You know?
And he cares about his friends more than anything.
So I'm at the part of season 2 where like he has the ambulance. I thought that shit was the most power move play of all time. Yeah. I thought that was the most 200 IQ idea ever.
It was good. It was not a bad idea.
It definitely would have worked, you know? So I'm definitely putting him A.
That's an A.
So pretty decent. We got one in every category now. So we got John B. John B. That's A. It's A or above. Very good acting. Very good acting. He's a very good actor.
I've never seen a 28-year-old play a 17-year-old so well.
Yes, exactly. He's literally 28 and he plays a 17-year-old.
I'm thinking S.
And he's bagging
S.
S?
I give him A.
I mean, because he's the main character, I feel like you'd have to give him S, but I'd honestly probably give him A.
You give him A?
Just because the amount of dumb shit that he does for, like, kind of no reason.
Yeah. You know, I could agree. I could agree with that.
Like, just, yeah, I give him
We can go A in front of JJ.
It does stupid shit to drive the plot further, but it kind of pisses me off.
Okay, I'll put A in front of JJ.
Yeah.
Because he's better than JJ, obviously. But, so, this is, like, topper. I forget this guy's name.
What's his name? Is it Gilly or Dilly or something like that?
This is he broke it, didn't, so John B broke it in.
It's Casey.
Topper's friend. Topper and Rafe's friend.
Yeah,
It's Casey.
I dislike that name.
So.
What's the bottom? D.
Yeah,
C. He kind of drove the plot by getting caught in his house. I don't know why he was in his house, but I mean, that kind of made the ending, I guess. So I give him a C.
Yeah.
He had some influence.
I really wish it was like somebody different though. But like I get how it makes sense. Like it built like because obviously
he's literally there just to drive plot.
No, like he wasn't even there to drive the plot. He was there to drive the he was there to bring the person to drive the plot because Topper's the one in that scene to drive the plot of them talking out their shit behind, like, a door. You know what I mean? Because there's so much beef between them, and eventually they solve it, to the most part, right? So, but I'm gonna put him C. I'm gonna put him C after, Pope's dad.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So, now we have Key.
Season 1 Key?
I'm thinking B.
Wait, who is it?
Season 1 Kiara.
Season 1, yeah.
No, I
Not season
give
two.
her, I give her F.
Yeah.
I give her F.
To be honest, like, I understand, like, the character, and stuff, but, like, I don't,
Even in season one, she called the cops on a party, man. Instant.
Yeah.
That's a party foul.
party
Party.
F
foul.
for party foul.
Played
Make
all
a new
three
tier.
of
There's
and put her at the
multiple
bottom.
times where, like,
Make a new tier and put her at the bottom.
also, like, that whole entire, do you remember that camera scene where they're, like, watching Ward with the camera?
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
fucks it up, like, big time.
Yeah.
And
Bottom tier.
I'm
Annoying.
giving her B because she's a main character and I'm giving her
Oh,
B.
what did he say?
I'm giving
No
her
shot.
B,
No
dude.
shot.
Why
No
did he
shot.
say-
I'm giving her B after drug dealer boy.
No. You give her D or I'm leaving the call.
Yeah.
You give her D or I'm leaving.
Okay.
See?
Are we all?
Trash character.
Can we-
Actual trash.
Can we meet
C
at
or B?
C? Can we meet at C?
C or B?
End of C.
No, beginning
End
of
of
C.
C.
I'll put.
No,
Beginning
end
of
of
C.
C.
End
End
of
of
C.
C. No.
I'm putting her.
middle.
I'm putting her C.
No, middle. Yeah.
Middle C. All right.
Now we're even.
So now we got
That JJ's dad?
yeah, that's JJ's dad. Very good actor though. Very I liked his acting in it. The first season. He does. So like every character has their own like family problems. Obviously, like you go to John B, like his dad's missing. JJ's dad's a fucking dickhead. Key comes from a rich family that she doesn't want to be a part of, and Pope wants like is just the smart kid that's trying to get out of the fucking
Basement.
yeah, exactly. He's trying to get up in class while like I don't understand, like Key and Pope are complete opposite characters, and I don't know. So I feel the drama of it, he adds a lot. So I would definitely put him C. I'm thinking.
Hot take. Hear me out. I put him high B, only because if you think about it, right? This is JJ's dad, right?
Yeah.
So if JJ did, first of all, great acting. Second of all, if JJ didn't have him as his father and bring him up like this, right? There's like no gun. There's no like JJ going crazy. Like there's no escalation to any of the plot really between Pogue's Kooks because like whole scene where they're fighting on the beach, like gun won't get pulled out because like he wouldn't think of it, like all this stuff, like robbing from drug dealers and all this stuff, right? Like the kind of raised JJ to be that kind of person. So
Yeah.
storyline wise and acting wise, I want to say B, but it's up to you.
B. I would
think
say
that's very
B.
respectful.
I would say I would argue B, but I would say NB. NB character.
I'd say
All
NB.
And
That's good.
NB. Okay. Okay.
Peterkin?
Peterkin.
A. Easy A, in my
I
opinion.
would
Hey,
say A
hey.
as well. Because I feel like she was battling roles throughout the first season. Battling throughout while she was like acting. Like she was helping out Ward, right? But also like looking out for John B. You know?
Yeah.
So she's kind of like the epitome of like striving for perfect but always being imperfect, you know? I don't know how to
Yeah.
explain it cuz she was kind of corrupt by like helping out Ward, you know what I mean? Stealing something from John B. But then again at the end she tries to save him. So I would definitely. So we thinking A character.
Yeah.
A. Back of A. Back of A.
Yeah.
Heard.
Pope. Is that
Pope.
next?
Pope.
If we're basing this on, are we doing season 1 or like what
Yeah,
you've
season
seen?
one.
Just what I've seen, just like overall, I guess.
I mean, doesn't really have much of an impact. He's kind of just like the smart one of the group.
No, he's definitely there.
I mean, it's got to be high B, low A. I think.
High B.
I mean, just
So
based
I would
on where
say
we're
front of
thinking.
B. Front of B.
I'd say he's better than Barry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys are gonna like this answer, but I'm thinking definitely S tier for Rafe.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
S tier for Rafe.
Yeah.
Guys.
Just seeing the downfall, like overall, of him turning into a complete and utter psychopath, is
Worth it.
it's definitely worth to me. Like it was so entertaining to watch, and a part of me was like, damn, like shit's kind of relatable, to be honest. You know, but yeah, I'm thinking S tier. Are we all agreeing? Obviously, Sarah Cameron.
after that, of
Yeah.
Yeah,
after
no.
Sarah Cameron, like,
It's not an
Yeah.
S tier, but it's
Yeah.
us there.
So, all right, who we got? You got the bitch stepmom.
D.
Yeah, I'm thinking D actually, because
Oh,
kind of
good
a kind of a bitch. I fucking hated her, and I hate her voice too. Like, I just fucking hated the character.
Yeah, terrible.
See ya.
Terrible character. Yep. D. I'm not putting. Actually, you know what? There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
What have you done, John? He's dead.
Yeah. So we got Shoop. Shoop. Kind of dickhead in the first season. What I've seen so far, kind of helped out. I'm thinking.
Very conflicted character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say mid B honestly because I mean
I was thinking the same thing.
you have to have it. Not because because I mean yeah, first season he like never believes them
Yeah.
and like it continues on for a while, but like I mean if you don't have that character like not believing them, then the storyline kind of ends,
Exactly.
Yeah.
right?
Like,
Like
when they-
We didn't have a season 2 without Shoop,
if
really.
they
Yeah.
do all this stuff to try and like I can't spoil season 2, but I mean all this stuff happens season 2 and they're like doing all this stuff and basically if he was just like on their side right from the start,
Yeah.
like it's a very different story. I mean going after John B because of Peterkin and all that stuff, like it's not the easiest of decisions that he made, but I mean he kind of drives plot, so I say B.
So exactly yeah, he definitely drove the plot, but he was like critical in it because whenever I felt like I was watching it, it was starting to get stale. And what I mean, like when I was watching it starting to get stale, like I was getting like the urge to like look at my phone, and like it wasn't like keeping my full attention. Like Shoop just came in and something fucking happened with him.
Yeah, like the police power dynamic
Yeah,
comes in. You're like,
yeah.
okay, I have to pay attention to this. Like, it's,
Yeah, like the alpha like law, like the law aspect came
alpha
in.
authority. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking he's after Pope, but before Barry. What do we think?
I like it.
After Pope, you could argue that he goes before Pope, to be honest, but I'm gonna put him in the mid.
Yeah, I like it.
So,
Yo, all I'm saying is
So-
look at how perfect that tier list is right now.
it's pretty fire, to be honest. So we got Topper. I don't. We all know a Topper. We all know a Topper. Like no matter like, I feel like anyone that watches like the show, like knows somebody that's a Topper. You know what I mean? Like he's just that like that person in your life that's arrogant, that
Yeah, like Josh.
like that caught feelings, you know what I mean? And
Okay.
gets absolutely outplayed, finessed, you know? So yeah, so I'm like there really wouldn't be like a Sarah Cameron John B thing if it wasn't for Topper just being an absolute fucking dickhead. So I'm thinking definitely I'm thinking like high C. I wouldn't disrespect him and put him D. But I would definitely put him high.
Are you
C.
thinking before the dad?
Either low B low B, like here, or high C?
High C.
High C.
I see.
High C.
Yeah.
Now we're coming.
Actually, I'd say low B just because
Low
of the
B?
whole. If it's not because of him, they kind of don't have the Pogues versus Kooks thing.
That's exactly okay. I can.
It's like main
Any
driving
higher than that though? Could we
force.
argue any higher than that, or no? That's pretty much where.
I mean, maybe like a
doesn't
couple
really build
steps on
anybody.
B, but I mean, I like it there.
So we're saying we're right here. We're saying, JJ's dad has more to do with this, and he's a better character than Topper.
I believe so.
You believe so?
I would. Yeah, I like that.
Okay. All right. I guess we'll stick with that. Now we're down to Ward. I'm thinking automatic A. I don't think you can go lower than A.
Or to add some pretty intense stuff to this.
Yeah, I mean,
Good with that.
He starts off with a good guy, right?
I mean, like just behind John B. Absolutely, just behind John B.
On a
Behind
JJ.
yeah, in front of JJ, behind John B.
Yeah.
So I did get to the part with the yacht. So
Okay. Yeah.
that's the last episode I ended. Was that
Well,
that
you
ending?
gotta watch the rest, buddy.
I will. No,
but,
100%. That's what I'm gonna do tonight. After we finish recording this, I'm going to watch. And also, fuck you for getting me on the show, Jay. Fuck you, because you
It's
woke
good,
up yesterday and I went to sleep. Okay. So, yeah. So we're thinking easy A, easy right here.
Yeah, I like it.
We all like that. That's all. That's sick. We like that.
Yeah.
All right. Then the best character, automatic, S tier, Wheezy. The
Why do you
best
think that,
character.
Jason?
Shut the fuck up, D. Absolutely D.
JT, what's your reasoning
Bottom,
behind
please.
this?
No, it's no reasoning. I'm obviously joking.
Bottom. Nope. Go to the right. Get out.
I kind of want to
I think you
argue
go
for
to
C
no.
though, because in season 2, Sarah wouldn't have died if it wasn't for Wheezy's phone. So, or like almost died. You know what I mean? Like Topper, like without Wheezy, Topper wouldn't have ever been seen as like a good character.
True.
So that's why I'm thinking C.
Still D.
Dude, I'm arguing low C behind the sexy black man here.
That's like stealing $1,000 and giving 10 back.
Dude, I'm gonna argue this. I definitely, because if
Why not?
Topper's here, then like,
Yeah, no, it's D.
all right, okay. By the way, where's all the season 2 characters? There's no season 2 characters here.
Yeah, it's because it's an only season 1 list, buddy.
Yeah, you're right.
We'll finish
one
season
person-
2, and then we'll do season 2 next episode.
One person I do wish was on here that had, like, I would have at least given a C, was Kiara's mom.
Explain.
I just felt like because she grew up with nothing and she like fought to give like Key like a kook kind of life, and I know it comes out of like the closet more in
Kiara's
season
mom's always
2.
been a kook.
No, like, well, in season 2, like she was talking about how she had fucking nothing, and like stuff like that. Am I wrong, or I totally could be wrong. I could have missed it.
They were like low-key kooks. They were low-key kooks. Her dad was a pogue.
Oh, okay.
That's why they say, like, that's why she says in season 2, like, oh, you're just, like, you think I'm going to make the same mistake as you and sleep with a pogue.
Oh,
Because
okay. All right. I do remember that quote.
She was basically older Kiara. Like, back in the day, she would, like, chill with all the pogues.
Okay. Wow.
But, yeah, I mean, still a good character. I'd put her,
Yeah.
like,
All right, we're going to
I'd
go
put her
through this
close to-
one last time, and we're just going to make sure everything is in the right order, because this is really important. We got to get this right, and, yeah. So, obviously, that's there. Obviously, yes.
You could even make her, like, S stands for Sarah, and then put Rafe at S minus.
S minus, like, put him, like, Put him like all the way over here.
Yeah.
Or get your own tier.
I kind of hate how shitty this picture is, though. I wish it was like a fire picture, but like kind of shitty. Not gonna lie, but this is also a shitty picture. I kind of like A. The only one I would change would definitely probably be. I don't know. I kind of don't like Pope here.
You think he should go up?
No. I kind of think he's like lower B. And I don't really like him here. I don't really like him here either. I kind of think no, not Barry. I think he should drop to high D, then Pope should drop. So I'm thinking this, right?
Who are you with right now? I can barely see.
Oh, sorry. So I thought drop here, drop him here, then I move Pope here. And that's the list right there.
Wait, who'd you just move to C?
I moved JJ's dad to C.
Jay still thinks that he had more of an involvement in the plot.
Yeah, I
think he does.
To be honest, he's literally just there to the him as a character. Like, he's a great actor, and the plot like is there, like the struggle between JJ and his dad, and JJ always wanting like a decent father figure and trying to like do right by his dad, but in the end, like, he's just a fuck up, like, and he's just there to like show what JJ is gonna become if he keeps fucking up.
I mean, I guess.
You can totally argue he can go fucking right back to B. I'm just saying that's what I think.
No, all I'm saying is, like, okay, so you think about everything that happens, right? So it's Pokes Kooks or whatever, and then all of a sudden fucking JJ, like, stealing drug money, like, taking the gun, right? Because he believes he's going to be, like, the same thing as his dad, does all the shit that his dad would do.
Yeah.
Fucking pulls out the gun, gets them in so much fucking trouble with this gun all the time, right? Basically is just, like, the troublemaker, like JJ's dad was. It's basically like JJ but older. So I mean, if you're gonna argue like Key's mom is like C, I would at least put him C, because they're basically the same character. Like, they literally even say C. I mean, I don't want to. Never mind. But yeah. I mean, I feel like if you would put her at C, I feel like you'd have to put him at C, because then again, like, just drives the plot the entire time, kind of, because like all the JJ like enhancing stuff, like the boat at the end, right? Like, all this stuff just kind of keeps leading on. In jail, with this ambulance idea, you said you already seen this, like, sees his dad in jail, so it's like...
That's huge, yeah.
It just keeps driving more and more that he's gonna not turn out to be much if he keeps doing what he's doing and stuff, so...
One character I wish they added, which if there's a season 2 list, he's definitely there. Thomas, the cop, the other cop. So, yeah. Thomas could definitely in season 2. Like, we'll do the season 2 list eventually, but the season 2 list, I definitely could argue high C for Thomas, because he's just like the epitome of like the cop that thinks John B actually did it and stuff like that. All the cops think he did it except like Shoop's on the fence. And, you know, but I don't know, like, the part where, like, John B gets arrested and gets his ass absolutely fucking imploded, and the episode ends. I felt like that was, like, huge. And also, like, when he gets released, he gives him, like, he just, like, admits he was wrong by giving him his car back. You know what I mean? Even though it's, like, not street legal. I don't know. I could be just bullshitting right now. I don't really know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've seen it one time. So yeah. But what do we got for time? What's time looking like?
10:22.
10:22. So we are about an hour, boys. So this was a good fucking cast, boys. I like this.
This is good. It's a nice solid start.
I'm just gonna title it Pilot, and Jay I'll go through the editing and stuff like that with you eventually, yeah. But yeah, this is definitely a good cast. We could definitely get more heads on here. Maybe a couple special guests. Some people that probably don't fit the scene of like going to the gym. We can get their opinions on shit.
Yeah, outsider point of view, kind of.
Outsider point of view, exactly. So, yeah, but appreciate you boys coming out. I know Jay, you definitely need to go to fuck to sleep. You got to wake up early. So, we're gonna end it here. So, thank you guys for tuning in to the first episode of the Way of the Gym podcast. I guess we'll see you in the next one. Peace, guys.
Yes, sir.
Is
Later, y'all.
very nice.